This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Salarpuria Sattva, Trust, It's What We Build, presents the Realty Debate powered by Reliance Home Finance with Manisha Natarajan.
When you suddenly can't hold the newspaper stack that you pick up from your balcony or front door because it's suddenly ballooned in volume, you know that the festive season is here. Full page ads, flyers, offers, deals, every brand wants to max the juice out of these 30 days leading up to Diwali. So why not real estate? My question to my panel today is, do we make too much of the festive season? Do people really buy more homes in this season? And if the answer is yes, what really works in getting them to pick up the phone and call and ask about any project or an apartment? Joining me today, Rohit Raj Modi, Director Ashiana Homes and Vice President Credai, JC Sharma, VC and MD Shobha Limited, Ashwinder Raj Singh, CEO Residential JLL, Mansoor Nazimuddin, CEO Housebolo.com, Anurag Jhawar, Business Head Consulting and Data Insights, PropTiger.com and Makaan.com. Now let me just quickly run our viewers through what are some of the discounts which are available. First of all, there are straight price discounts. So Raheja Group says you will get up to 30% discount on every Dwarka Expressway project of theirs. TDI Infratech is saying 15% discount on basic sale price for its project in Kundli. Omkar Group has special offer price for its BKC projects. Then there are attractive payment plans, which essentially says that, hey, you don't have to pay us everything up front. In fact, you can stagger your payment till the time the project is delivered. So Gorsons has special loan plan, something called a 21-21 scheme. Sare Homes has a ready-to-move 2020 Festival Bonanza. Rustomji is offering flexible payment plans for few of its nearly completed luxury projects where buyers can book an apartment by paying, look at this number, as low as 5% of the total cost. And that's a luxury apartment you're talking about. Then there are freebies which are thrown in. Supertech Group says take an Amazon gift card worth up to 2 lakhs. Pratik Group says you will get a i10 and you will also get scooters. There's Gulshan, Ajnara, Mahagun, all which are giving furnished flats, including modular kitchen and household items. Some of them are throwing in a free car parking. Kanakya Group is saying, because it's a luxury project, they say take a BMW car. Omkar Group is saying furniture vouchers, and Godrej Properties, after a long time, is tied up with their sister business and giving gift vouchers for home furnishings and modular kitchens. So, you know that this festive discount has become a huge thing when a market developer like Godrej says, hey, we also have to offer the buyers something. My first question goes to you, Mr. Sharma. What works? I mean, there are a lot of developers who've said we are going to give nothing also. So
that clearly shows that in some of the markets, especially in the north, where Dashara is a big festival, like Puja is a big festival in Calcutta, it does bring some additional business. There is a mind and orientation towards taking a call. Home is a capital asset purchase. It is not going to get expired. Despite that, if this kind of offers what you talked about, I truly believe that it's a welcome sign for the customers. They should grab it and should ensure that yes, they get the benefit from such offer.
Okay. Rohit, what works? Have you tried any of these?
No, so we are one of those developers who really don't believe in this. As far as I understand this market, and having dealt with middle income buyers for more than 20 years personally, that this is a very tactical thing. It only helps you to clear your funnel of the hot prospects, the people who have already made up their mind that they wish to buy that property. They are fence sitters. So you give that little extra sweetener which hastens their decision-making process. You cannot generate a new lead and convert it into a buying decision in this period just because of these particular incentives, because nobody's going to commit themselves to a 20 years of EMI bondage, if I may use the word, for getting a TV or a gold coin or some gift vouchers. So it helps only tactically to push the fence sitters over the edge.
Okay. Ashwinder, come in here. You're running a special Diwali festival with House Bolo. what are you expecting? What are people going to bite in that festival?
See, there are two aspects. Definitely, there are a lot of deals in the market. But the consumer has become very smart. The consumer is just not going to take a decision because of a pricing discount. The consumer is going to take a decision because of a pricing discount if the consumer also has a trusted partner and a trusted advisor, because a broker's role in the residential real estate is very critical. And the moment you are able to combine both of these, and the consumer can really point towards a trusted advisor, and then the advisor takes him to certain deals based on verification, due diligence, and then you have these discounts working as a package, as a combination. This can do wonders.
Okay. All right. Anurag, what's been your own experience? Because there's a Knight Frank report which says festive seasons have not been able to boost the market in the last 3 years.
Right. So, a bit contrary to the Knight Frank observations, though in FY15 we have seen a 5% dip. In fact, when you look at a pre-festive quarter, which is from July to September, and then from October to December, there was a 5% fall in the sales numbers pan-India for the top 9 cities. However, in FY16 we saw a 9% increase in the same period. And also wonderfully, if you see, this was largely contributed by cities of Mumbai, Pune and Bangalore. So my sense is that festive season, a lot of buyers are now waiting for this time frame, who have decided to kind of buy, and they want to take a plunge depending upon their interest. And obviously the developer credibility, transparency does make a, I would say it's an icing on the cake to take the final plunge.
All right. So, Mansoor, do you believe that this is the festive season, which is the start of the buying season? Because traditionally, I think October to March is also a better time for people to buy real estate. That's been kind of established. So, is that just a beginning of fence sitters coming in and saying, hey, look, we will get better deals in this period, so let's wait it out?
So I think that, I agree with Rohit when, he says that you're not going to convert somebody who's not a buyer into a buyer.
Okay.
But I also think that, real estate or a home is really big part of an Indian buyer's psyche. Mm-hmm. So we're all looking to buy a home at some point of time. So I think that what the festival season really does is it creates a larger sense of optimism. There's a larger sense of goodness, and it's just something which gives you a little bit of a thrust. So maybe it's something that essentially gets you past the initial inertia at that point of time.
Okay. It's pretty much like buying a car, isn't it, Ashwinder? I mean, if I'm in the market to buy a car and then I get some kind of extra, I see a big ad there which says, hey, this is what you're going to get in the festival, then I'd be quite happy to actually, it would pretty much convert it into an immediate call. But it can't be equated to something like what Amazon and Flipkart do, where the unit sizes or the price points are so different that if you have 1 week of sale, then, even the non-buyers are going to flock in to see what's available and therefore buy.
See, what is happening is there's a very interesting thing that is happening. For the last 2 years, people have not taken decisions and they've been sitting on the fence thinking the prices are going to fall, and they have fallen. But for the last 3 months, our report at JLL says the prices are stagnant and they're going to remain stagnant. Number two, let me tell you, we started our online home carnival on the 6th in partnership with House Bolo, and our lines are jammed. I'm giving you real-time data. The amount of leads that we are getting both from India and from NRIs is so encouraging that, right now we just don't have time, and we are just talking to consumers, and it is a healthy mix of end users. Maybe 60 to 70% are end users. The rest are people who would like to invest. So this real-time data on the online home carnival that we are doing proves a point that, people who did not take a decision for the last couple of years have now, figured out that, the markets are kind of bottoming out and it is time to buy, especially the end users. And as you rightly said, if there is a buyer who's looking to buy a house and then you get a deal, it obviously, gives you a push and motivates the buyer to, okay, let's take the decision, because I'm also getting a deal which is related to the festive season. And, that's where we come handy and we help the consumer take the right choice.
Okay, you talked about an entire buying class, NRIs. Mr. Sharma, what's been your own experience? I mean, rupee has never been more stable. India is looking like it's going to be one of the shining beacons in global economy. Is the NRI interest looking like it's returning back and in a much bigger way than before?
I don't think so. It's rather other way around. See, the Indians primarily who have been buying, they come from Middle East, Singapore, UK, USA, and now sometimes we are getting customers from Australia or Malaysia or some other European countries as well. These are the buyers who buy an Indian home. Thanks to whatever has been happening to the Middle East economy, those buyers today are becoming much more careful and cautious in taking the call. You have seen the fixed deposit also has reduced by 55% in last 6 months or so, is today's news. So my gut feeling is that somewhere in the Middle East there is a slowdown, but from the other market, America, Singapore and others, it is there. We have been doing around 20 to 25% of our total sales from the NRI market, and this will be on the lower side of the 25% to 20% than on a higher side.
All right, so you're maintaining it, though the markets could have shifted a little bit as of now. Anurag, you talked about how data actually shows that in 2016 festive season, there was a 5% uptick during the festival season. So tell us, I mean, were you able to analyze what really works to hook the buyer? Is it payment plans or is it the freebies? Or is just straight discount?
So largely we have seen payment plans, where you have a pre-EMI discount, you pay 5% and then you need not pay anything till possession. There's a good response there, but obviously there the flip side is that there could be cancellations as well. But if that is also topped with, I would say, other freebies and the deal is very sweet, I think people do tend to stay with it. And to add to that, on the NRI side, we are at PropTiger, we are now seeing that the demand is kind of continuously increasing, and this is better than the last year. Okay. So obviously it's not the Middle East, but other countries, there is definitely some interest which is now towards India.
Okay. Rohit, are we saying that discounting is done? I mean, on the pricing front per se, this is the biggest bottom that or the maximum that developers will be able to moderate prices. So from here on, if you're getting something in the festive season, grab it because there is no room to cut prices?
I would totally agree with that because the prices have totally bottomed out, and the kind of freebies or the payment plan schemes, pre-EMI subvention, all kind of assurances, protection, capital protection, etc. that you are getting, it's something which has been unheard of in last 20 years in this industry. So I definitely think that it's probably one of the best times to buy for any user, investor, who has a 3 to 5 year horizon in mind. You should not get into this from a speculative point of view that, you get in with a flipping in a year's time kind of a...
Oh, that nobody's there in the market like that, Rohit. I mean, I don't think that market's completely emptied out. In fact, if investors can actually sell their inventory, it's going to be quite awesome. So when it comes to the right price, now there are always two sides of the story, Mansoor. There is a group of people who continues to say affordability is a factor. Another group of developers who are saying, look at our costs, come see our books, we'll open them for you. There are no margins left. Price is a big problem, and I think auctions, like you said on one of the property shows, hey, look around, go on Google, look at prices, see what you want to bid for a project. Do you think that will work? Do you think actually people will try and do price discovery in a more meaningful manner through auctions?
I do believe so, and that's one of the things that we are betting big on House Bolo. So from my perspective, I think that there are three things that a consumer looks for when buying a home, and many of the deals that are on offer are reflective of that. The first, of course, is value. We're an extremely value-conscious customer, and it reflects in all the different kinds of price schemes that you have or discounts or whatever. The second is risk mitigation. So essentially, you're looking at which a lot of these pre-EMI payment schemes, which only ask you to pay X% upfront and so on, take care of.
Right.
And the third is, the whole thing about convenience and the fact that you can get your home rent taken care of for the next 5 years. You have some people who are offering you kitchens auctions and so on. So I think that, from the perspective of the consumer, value is still a big deal and risk mitigation is still a big deal. And auctions help a lot with that because they help you essentially find the right price for your home, and your risk mitigated because very often the properties are also ready to move, and what you see is very often what you get.
Okay, Ashwinder, there are a lot of when I go onto the site and the Home Shopping Carnival, I see things like special deals, but I don't really see either a discount or a freebie offered upfront. So what are these special deals that are getting offered?
So these are certain special deals which have been, given to House Bolo and JLL partnership in the online home carnival, which are, structured deals, which are very flexible deals, which are basis the need of a client. So it can range from payment plans to discounts to value-added services, because, there is no one size fitting all. And finally, it is about closing the deal. So it also helps the developer to have the flexibility and not just, kind of dilute the brand by upfront saying that, look, this is, the discount we are giving. So it can be a discount, but it can be a combination of pricing. It can be a combination of payment plan. It can be a combination of other value-added services like a free parking, etc. So, chosen in a manner so that once, you are on the final negotiation table and you're deciding, basis the client's need, the developer would be flexible enough to figure out what can be best done for the client and help him, take his decision.
Okay, so you're saying that any of these could work. So for different people, different things work, and that's what would come for that particular person calling in. All right, gentlemen, but I think I'm going to conclude here. Seems like festive seasons, if nothing else, do bring the fence sitters back into the market. A lot of them are actually waiting. They might have decided on a purchase in 3 months ago, 6 months ago, but are waiting for October. A, it's auspicious, and B, they're hoping that they could get better pricing or better freebies thrown in. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me here today. So the festive season's on. Let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed for real estate. This is likely to be, if not a hugely better quarter, definitely inch by inch. If it keeps going up, things will start looking up. Thanks so much for joining me. Goodbye.